All right, you guys, so you can probably tell by what is on the table what this video is going to be about. I'm excited to get this video up. I have a wide array of shotguns in my collection. So I kind of wanted to touch on home defense and home defense options when it comes to shotguns. I think the shotgun is the number one self-protection guns that's going to be used inside your house. 90% of people that own a firearm own a shotgun, especially if it's going to be for home defense. Whether you live in Montana, whether you live in Connecticut, whether you live in California, you can easily purchase shotguns for self-defense. You're going to have a different variety of shotguns. This one right here is a Benelli SuperNova. It is a pump. It holds 4 in the tube and 1 in the chamber, so for a total of 5. This right here is a little bit different, and we'll get into that in a minute. This is a Remington 870 DM. It's the detachable magazine model, which they have recently discontinued. So this shotgun here is able to accept a detachable magazine. They had 3-round magazines, which you would use for hunting, and then they had a 6-round magazine, which you would use for something more like home defense or one of those scenarios. So this firearm here, this shotgun, the Benelli, was one of the first firearms I purchased for my wife when we first started dating. She got her concealed weapons permit, she got a handgun, and then she wanted a gun that was capable of taking anything in North America, whether it was anything from a squirrel or a rabbit all the way up to a bear. She wanted something that would do it all, a one and done type gun, something that could protect the house, that's easy to shoot, that's easy to load, that's easy to control and manipulate, and also something that was able to serve a wide role. So I ended up picking her up this one. This one comes with the ghost ring sights. So as you can see here, it has a rear peep sight on it, which is fully adjustable for windage. And then the front has your regular style, I guess it's almost like an M4 style sight on the front. And then it has these little wings here that protect your front sight post. This is also adjustable. It's a little bit harder to do, but you can actually adjust the front sight too. You can spin this around and it'll go up. You can spin it clockwise and it will go down. So you can completely adjust this to your shot. One of the things that I did want to talk about with this firearm is I'm not a fan of ghost ring sights at all. I think for a home defense rule, they kind of limit you and it's more of a hindrance than an aid. I prefer a regular front bead sight. So on this Remington 870, you have your regular bead sight. That's all it is on the front of this barrel is a bead sight. These are both 18-inch shotguns. They are right at the minimum length requirement for a shotgun. So I wanted to talk about the differences of these two because these are the primary defensive style shotguns that I have in the house. I do have, I think, 3 or 4 more shotguns, but those are set up for hunting. We'll have that up in a different video here for you later. So I wanted to talk about this Remington 870. It's one of the most popular style firearms in the shotgun category. Anybody who owns a shotgun knows what an 870 is. They've been around forever. They're capable of taking a 2 3/4 or a 3-inch shell. Now, this one I just wanted to show you because it takes a detachable magazine. So this 6-round magazine will pop right in here and you'll be able to run it just like anything else, except The tube on here is primarily just for holding this pump itself. The tube is not able to hold around at all. The mechanism to allow you to feed around into it is completely removed for this design. Now, these firearms were around for a while. These shotguns came out for a while. Mossberg had a detachable magazine style shotgun out, and I believe you can still get that one. It also accepted drums. It had 10, I think 15, 20 round magazines for it. So the 870 limited itself right out of the door because it only gave you options for a 3 or a 6 round magazine. So you didn't have the ability to run a high capacity magazine on the shotgun itself. And if it was up to me and I had to choose just one shotgun, I would go with the regular pump. You load that tube up, you fire all the rounds, you cycle through, and then you reload that tube again. You never need to carry these magazines on you. Now, the benefit of having the magazine on this shotgun is so that you can have quick reloads. You can actually reload this a lot faster than you could a pump. Now, the only problem is once your 6 round magazine is empty, you drop that magazine out, you put another one in. Depending on how many of these magazines you're carrying, you're going to have to reload this magazine as well. And reloading these magazines is super simple. They just drop straight down. You just pop them in. But when it comes to ease of function and ease of use, you're still going to have to reload these. And this is a very cumbersome article to be carrying around with you. If you're carrying 4 or 5 of these magazines, you're going to be taking up a lot of room on a duty belt or a chest rig or a plate carrier. It's going to weigh you down substantially. And I feel like having a card on the side of your pump shotgun and being able to just load another 5 rounds right into the tube, pull the card off, put another Velcro card on the side, is going to be a lot faster, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to do. Now, you can load this from the chamber. So if this shotgun is empty, you can drop around in here and you can load it on the in the chamber. You do have to kind of angle it a little bit because it does not have a feed ramp. This is a completely different design than a regular pump. A regular pump is going to have a feed ramp on it, which is going to allow you, when you drop it in, you could drop your shell right in here and that lifter will pull it right in and you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about always having one in the chamber. You can always drop one in that chamber and quickly load it if your tube is empty. With this one, it's a little trickier, but you can do it. The problem that I run into is carrying these larger magazines with you. And once the magazines are out, yes, it is fast to interchange those magazines when you're in a stressful situation, but I find it a lot easier to load the tube of the shotgun itself. So I wanted to get this up here for you and kind of show you guys. I do have another barrel for this that I would use for hunting that extends it out. It's a 26-inch barrel. With screw and chokes that I'll use for like bird or duck. And this one right here, the barrel is what it is. They don't have another one for it that's any longer. So you are limited if you go with the Benelli. And if you go with the 870, now you're stuck with a pump. They did away with the detachable magazine shotgun, which for a good reason. If you do get your hands on one of these or you know somebody that has one of these, take it out and try it because it is very hard to get these magazines seated in there properly and to interchange them very fast. That's one of the biggest issues I had with it. So I normally, if I'm gonna run this shotgun, I have the 3 round magazine in it and I'm going hunting, whether it's squirrel or something like that. But I pretty much bought this shotgun just to add to my collection, to have something that was kind of a one-off firearm. So Remington has never made a detachable magazine shotgun, so when they came out with this one, I figured I would pick it up. They discontinued it about 3 years after I got it, so this will now be a safe queen. It will probably spend the rest of its life put away. I don't fire this one too much because I do have semi-auto shotguns, which I run a lot more. So that'll be on the next video. We'll compare and contrast some semi-automatics and some pumps. I just wanted to bring this out here and show you the two, and just wanted to touch on the differences between loading from the tube or the detachable magazine. I'm always going to go with a tube-fed shotgun rather than a magazine-fed shotgun. This design here is proven. It's been around for a long time. There's a lot less moving parts. These guns are going to run regardless of the situation, regardless of how dirty they get. The magazine one, only time will tell. They haven't been out for a long time. And if you're going to run a detachable magazine shotgun, why not go with one of the AR-15 styles, the AR-12s, or an AK-12 style, where you're actually getting the capability of a semi-automatic shotgun. I just never really understood the need for a magazine-fed pump shotgun, but people liked them. They bought them a lot, and I wanted to get you guys a video up. So let me know down below, have you ever shot one of these Remington 870 detachable magazines? Would you buy one? Have you bought one? And what are your opinions on it? Because if it's up to me, I'm going to run with the Benelli.